and veggies, and welcome to episode 5 of Wine Review Wednesday. I am a wine consultant for Scout and Cellar wines. We are a wine club that sells exclusively clean crafted wines. So clean crafted wines are 100% organic, zero added sugar, zero added sulfites, vegan, and natural wine as nature intended. So before we go into today's tasting, I just want to share some fun things that I've learned this past couple of weeks. It was Natural Wine Week here in Denver, and so different restaurants were offering all natural wines, and there was a grand tasting that was open to the public. So my husband and I went to that, and we were able to meet with natural wine growers and winemakers and distributors and taste a lot of different natural wines. And it was really fun because I actually got to meet the distributor for Cooper Mountain, which we have had on our wine club previously. So that was really cool to talk about biodynamic farming with him and their process. What I love about Cooper Mountain is they fully embody and take on the challenge of biodynamic farming and organic farming. They know the risk and truly believe in sustainability and biodynamic farming. So they're just a really great company, and I hope that we carry more of their wines in the future on our Scout and Cellar. So I think the big takeaway that I learned from that natural wine tasting was that all natural wine is not created equal. So while these natural wine growers practice sustainable farming and do their best to be organic without any chemical interventions, they often do not get certified organic because it is very hard to maintain that certification. Not only does their vineyard have to be certified organic, but the neighbor next door has to, because if for some reason the neighbor next door is using chemicals and it runs off into their irrigation, then it taints their vineyard. And so not only that, it's just from season to season, and especially with climate change, there are so many variables that can contribute to a change in wine, where sometimes vineyards feel like they have to intervene non-organically. So it was really cool to meet with Cooper Mountain. They are organic but also biodynamic. So I talked about biodynamic farming in one of my previous episodes, so if you want to go back to that and watch it. But and all the wines that I review on here are 100% organic and vegan, and I am vegan, so that was important to me. I actually just came from the Spring Fest at the Love and Arms Animal Sanctuary, which was really cool, and got to meet some really awesome people. And so yes, and I talked about this in my first episode about why most wines, mass-produced wines, are not vegan. And so if you want to go back and watch that, you can learn about the fining process that most wines go through. So again, all Scout and Cellar wines are vegan. So today I'm going to be reviewing the 2016 Middle Jane Cabernet Sauvignon from Mendocino County, California. It is a fruity bold wine. And fun fact, Cabernet Sauvignon, the grape, is actually a crossbreed between Cabernet Franc and Sauvignon Blanc, and it originated in Bordeaux, France. So I have my wine tasting notes here because the best way to learn about wine is to drink it and take really good tasting notes. And I forgot to mention earlier, if this is your first time joining me for my Wine Review Wednesday, I am studying to become a certified specialist of wine. And so this is kind of my journey to becoming certified. So you'll just be learning with me as I go. So I always use my wine folly book because it has a beautiful chart here to look at the color. So we'll start the process. So obviously a swirl, and to look at the color. Okay, it's best to hold it against a white backdrop to really look at the true color. So I have a white piece of paper here. It is a medium ruby. Medium to deep ruby. Okay, on to aroma. So I'm smelling wood. I don't know a specific type of wood. It smells maybe cedar. It smells like bark. So that could be because it might be high in tannin. I haven't tasted it yet, but tannin typically smells very woody, which is very common in Cabernet Sauvignon because it's a full-bodied wine. And so full-bodied wines typically are higher in tannin. So yeah, it smells kind of cedary, like bark. If you were to lick a piece of bark, it would dry your mouth out. And so that's essentially what tannin does. And tannins come from the stems and the grape seeds and the grape skins. And so they're more prominent in red wines because the juice has been soaked in the skins, which makes the color of red wine. So I'm also smelling some berry, like a blackberry or, yes, some sort of berry. Okay, on to taste. Yes, very dry. Again, typical of your average Cabernet Sauvignon, usually drier. Long finish, so it stays on the palate for a really long time. Very good finish. Definitely full-bodied. I'm also getting some black cherry. Just dark fruit. It's very good. This is delicious. If you like full-bodied, drier wines, this is very good. This would be good with like pizza or pasta or anything that's kind of like on the heavier side. So most mass-produced wines have mega purple. And if you follow me on social media, I've shown a picture of what mega purple is. This is what it looks like. So mega purple is a concentrated solution of 68% sugar in grapes. And basically it's pure sugar. But what they use it for is to correct either the color and taste in a wine. Again, organic, clean wine is extremely hard to, it's very risky because there could be a season of bugs or mold or something with climate change, hail, floods, fires, so many different variables that can affect the wine. And wine should taste different year, vintage to vintage. But oftentimes these mass-produced wines, because people are looking for a specific taste, they will make it taste that way every year. And so they'll use mega purple. And again, they'll correct the color if there's something that it doesn't look the way they want it to or taste the way they want it to. So they'll use this mega purple, and that's what stains your teeth. Purple stains your clothes, gives you this super massive wine headache the next day. It's a combination of that and the chemicals and added sulfites. So none of our wines have that mega purple in it, none of that junk here. Okay, rating. How would I rate this wine? And remember, I like to use the 100-point scale, and I talked about that in one of my previous episodes. I think it was 2, so if you want to go back and watch that. So I would rate this a 95. This is a very good Cabernet Sauvignon. It's actually one of our top sellers. It was in our Mother's Day kit, which sold out within 48 hours. Very popular wine. I like it a lot. Thank you for joining me for another Wine Review Wednesday, and I will see you next week.